Hey, welcome to another episode of the Computability Show. I'm Scott Liberto, and tonight we have Boo. Now, Boo's a friend of mine. He's not a ghost. He's actually from the UK, and his real name is John Atkinson. But we're going to find out in just a few minutes why he's got to use his middle initial. I don't know. Those Brits. So before we get started, I'm going to tell you that we've got our affiliate partner, Budget Rent-A-Car, where we've got a great deal for you. Now, at Budget Rent-A-Car, we can get you 10% off car rental or $30 off weekly rental if you go to compute-ability.com/deals. Now, a Budget has over 900 convenient locations in the U.S. alone and features a wide fleet of cars. Now, Budget also offers something called Fast Break, and Fast Break is their express, paperless rental service, making your car rental simple and stress-free. So rent like a genius and get great service without the big prices using Computability's special Budget Rent-A-Car coupon. That's 10% off car rental, $30 off weekly rental at compute-ability.com. Thanks. So, without waiting another second, we're going to bring on Mr. Boo. Hey, Boo, how are you tonight?
Hey, Scott. I'm good. How's you, bud?
I'm good. Now, Boo's a friend of mine. He is a tech enthusiast. He's a mod in our chat room on our show. You can find him every so often on the Tech Buzz, giving his words of wisdom or his 2 cents, whichever comes first. And so we're just here to chat about technology and what we've both been up to, I guess. So, what's new, Boo?
Well, Scott, you know, as you said, I do the Tech Buzz, I do Ron Nights, I do your show from time to time. You know, and everyone was saying, well, where's the Brit shows? We've got nothing over here.
Yeah.
And we really haven't. There are podcasters about, but they don't do with video. So, a couple of months I decided to buy a domain name and whatnot, and I've started on it and got it up and running. And I'm currently working on Wirecast and that type of thing. So I thought, well, I might as well get a UK show going because we haven't got much choice. It's either we stay up for your show on a weekend, which is not too bad, or then Ron does one which is a good time, which is 8 PM in the UK on Monday.
Yeah.
And then you've got Steve shows that 1 o'clock his time, which is 6 o'clock in the UK. So I managed to catch all of the tech buzzers.
Yeah.
But there just isn't anything comparable in the UK that I've found.
Yeah. What do you think that is? Do you think it's a social thing? You think it just hasn't caught on over there as far as tech shows? Or, I mean, you would think that technology is all over the place. I'm assuming that people are pretty tech savvy in the UK just as well as they are in most of the world. But what do you think it is that's holding people back?
I'm not sure what it is. I don't know whether they're shy or what, Scott. You know, we're as tech savvy as anyone else, I suppose. I just don't know what it is, and I can't understand why.
Yeah.
The shows aren't there.
Your audio is off a little bit, just letting you know.
Hang on. 1 sec.
Oh, it happens. Well, see, my deal is this. I really don't get it. But what I'm kind of thinking is, you know, people don't. It took a while for people in the U.S. to get used to just being in front of a camera, and I remember when USB cams came out and people were supposed to be using like the Intel cams to be speaking with, and people really were afraid to be in front of the camera. I think they're like, I don't want to be seen. Why do I want to be seen in front of a camera? You know? I mean, do you think there's that sort of feeling over there?
I think it is, Scott. You know, funnily you should say about the Intel webcams. That was probably one of my first webcams that I had. So
you started early on it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been using webcams for years. I've got no problem getting in front of one or using one.
Right.
But other people are quite indifferent like that. They can be shy and whatnot. And I tend to find that the Americans are the ones that are the least shy in getting in front of a webcam.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's why yourself, Ron, the Tech Buzz, etc., excel at your shows, and the Boo's got nothing. The UK's got nothing to touch you with.
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's.
Well, see, I grew up around cameras, and I've never really been a shy person that way. And when I've had communication classes in college, and I've had jobs where I've had to put on presentations for large companies. But I think that we were inundated with cameras, the USB cameras, for a while, and people started, getting used to it, and then the younger generation started to take hold. Now, over in the UK, as far as the younger generation, are they sort of taught the old ways, or is there like a newfangled young generation over there? How does that kind of work?
I would say the majority of the new younger generation, they'll use it on Skype or MSN Messenger, and that's it.
Yeah.
They'll talk to their friends, that's it. Anything like this, I think they don't want to get in front of, because it's not talking with the mates. Either that or they'll go on chat roulette or whatever. I can't understand why you'd go on chat roulette, but, it's just one of those things.
Do you think reputation has something to do with it? Like they really don't want to permanently put themselves out there, or to put yourself out there on a webcam may be, may make girls look cheap or guys look like, players and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I definitely think that, Scott. And, we hear a lot about, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And I think a lot of the parents, which is the older generation, they do cut it down for them a lot and say, you can do this, you can do that, you can't do this, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a mix of either the shy, the parents, or a mixture of both.
Yeah, yeah, but like I said, I grew up in a world where I had a camera in front of me all the time, and it was sort of people. You had communication classes, you had debate classes. They sort of taught you to be in front. But as far as technology goes, because I've never been to the UK, I don't know exactly the way it is over there. Are they walking around with cell phones aimlessly? Because when we were in China, when we were in New York, I mean, people they're just doing this while they're walking. Is that the way it is over there, or do people, are people a little more kind of polite, or?
No, not at all. They're walking around with them all the time, the texting, the Facebooking, the tweeting to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I can get on the bus to work on the morning and they'll be playing music off the mobiles, which is rather annoying, but hey. But no, the mobiles, if you take that away from a teenager these days, it'd be like having their arm cut off.
Yeah.
That's how reliant they are on those.
Yeah. That's funny. Now, what I've noticed is, now the UK, there was a time where there was a big division where you had sort of the people who followed the queen and, you know, the upper echelon, and keep your nose clean and worry about what other people think and that sort of thing. Your reputation means a lot. And then there was the punk rock movement. There was all the people, you know, in rock and roll, and, you know, I mean, that wasn't that long ago when all these things occurred. And so I'm kind of thinking that there might be sort of a reversal now, and especially with, you know, you're getting a brand new Prince, and, you know, people are looking. I think the brand new princess, she's going to. She just overtook Lady Gaga as the fashionista that everybody's looking toward. You know, so instead of wearing crazy clothes, maybe a simple blue dress might be the way to go.
Yeah.
So.
It definitely has gone that way, where years ago it was always watching your P's and Q's.
Yeah. Which, by the way, means watch your pints in quarts, if you didn't know what P's and Q's mean. It's a very English phrase. Go on.
And, you know, it's very down to earth now. It's more relaxed.
Yeah.
The younger generation, I think there was a survey I was reading the other day, and most of them didn't know who the new Prince was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Who was getting married in April.
Yeah.
You know, and it quite shocked me. And, you know, I spend a lot of time on IRC these days, and there's one chat room I go into, and certain times of the day you'll see all the Brits come in. And the way they talk drives me nuts. You know, like all these abbreviations of words. And I just think to myself, what do they teach kids at schools these days?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess, you know, we're both older, and the older you get, you sort of look at going, what are these darn kids, what are they teaching these kids these days, and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
it's probably me just getting older.
It might be, it might be. Now, let's switch subjects for a second and get into the tech that you like, because and what we're going to be talking about later is along these lines. It's really important to we're all looking at the new technology, and I showed we do tech in the news, and we've gone to CES, and we showed all the new technology over there. But what do people actually use on a daily basis? What do you carry around? So what's a day in the life with Boo? What type of technology do you like to buy and actually use on a regular basis?
Well, there's this, which you know very well. This goes with me everywhere to work, which is my Dell Streak.
Oh,
Droid.
I love the Dell Streak.
Hold
it up so they can see that, please. Stick it in their face. There you go. The Dell Streak. Now that's 5 inches, right?
Yeah.
1 gigahertz processor. What kind of RAM? Yeah. What kind of RAM is in that?
I think it's 256.
256. Okay.
Yeah, but it's really zippy.
Yeah.
You know, I can do my email. I can FTP on it. I can remote a desktop machine at home with it.
Yeah.
I can do everything with it, but portable.
Yeah.
Which is what I like. I also carry my laptop around with me at work, especially now.
Yeah.
So that is the tech I use on a daily basis, as well as Skype, Twitter, IRC. That is the things that I like to use on a daily basis.
Now, is that your phone? Is that your phone too, the Streak?
No. I've got a BlackBerry 9700 Bold is my mobile phone, so that I don't have to keep using the Streak. I've got my BlackBerry Bold, which I also use Twitter, FTP, and everything on it. So, yeah, it's a bit clunky carrying 2 around, but the Dell is just a bit too big for me to use as a phone, because it is 5 inches, and it's like holding a brick to you. I just can't do it like that.
Yeah, it's just too big. Well, I hear that they're looking to make the iPhone smaller. Did you hear about that? There's some articles out there. People are talking about Apple may actually be making a smaller iPhone instead of a bigger one. I would think that they'd make a slightly bigger one, but the slightly smaller one, I'm sure that would sell well too.
Yeah, well, Apple iPhone has got its followers, so it will sell whatever they bring out. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
People will always buy the Apple products.
See, I'm looking for a wristwatch that is going to be able to communicate with my phone, and they're starting to come out with some of them. But I don't want to always have to pull it out. And people who are at work, you would think that they want to be able to, check their Facebook status and at least find out what somebody has recently posted and be able to hide it very quickly and put it away without, And so I'm kind of thinking,
without the boss saying and that type of thing.
Without the boss seeing it, which is really important, because if somebody's going to be buying a plan that you're going to be using, 7 days a week, and you get this unlimited plan, you may as well start using some of your bandwidth. So, and most of the time you're at work. So I'm kind of thinking that a wristwatch that is going to be able to send whatever feed or information from your pocket device is going to be maybe the new thing that's going to be coming out.
Like a Bluetooth sync between the watch and your mobile device, that'd make sense.
Yeah, I think so. I would like to see something like that. I find that I use my Droid Incredible, and although I've got 3G on it, I find that the main use I use it for when I'm out is photos, video, and also we do streaming.
Yeah.
Or in a few games just to keep me busy when I'm inside of a doctor's office. But I have to tell you, I don't really find the internet that great to use because the screen is too small, and I don't have to wait for the pages to come up. I'm so used to such a fast computer at home,
That is the only thing that I find with, the Dell Street has got a nice screen on it, don't get me wrong. It's a nice size. You can see the web pages, you can see them clearly.
Yeah.
But over 3G, again, you've got to wait for them to load, and I'm exactly the same. When I'm at work, I shouldn't really say this, but I sit right next to the Dell engineers, and I just log on to their wireless router because it's totally unrestricted. It's not like it's going through our network at work where we've got the firewall that blocks just about everything.
Yeah.
So I just log on to their wireless router and do it that way if I want while at work. I normally have my laptop on my desk, and that's normally got Twitter on it.
Yeah.
Don't use Facebook much, that really. Not as much as I use Twitter.
I really find Facebook is a way for younger people to communicate and keep themselves in the social status and find out what's going on with them. Because being married, I don't really find this big use for Facebook except to let people know what is going on with me in the show and my life that way. But I'm not out looking for a woman. I'm married, and Facebook was set up in the first place, at least according to that social media movie, in colleges, so they're able to kind of connect and interconnect to one another.
But what's quite funny as well with Facebook is the kids these days, and I hear it all the time I hear the parents going on about this all the time. They go, well, they're at school all day with their friends, and then they come home and go straight on Facebook, and they're speaking to them again. Why do they need to do that?
Yeah, they're in constant contact. They can't get away. I think they're addicted to the communication.
Yeah,
You know?
I'd agree with you there. I mean, like yourself, I only use mine for doing the odd updates. I've got to be careful what I do put on Facebook because I have a lot of followers from work, and work is very funny
Right.
if their name gets mentioned. So it's mainly what's going on with my life.
Right.
I've managed to keep up with some old friends that I've not spoken to in years, which is quite nice. So I speak to them occasionally, but that's mainly by private message on Facebook. So apart from that, it's just like basic updates. The one update I haven't put on there yet is what happened to me, not last week, the Wednesday before, which you're aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just haven't put that on there.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Say if I were to go out and look for a job tomorrow, I don't want to have something on the internet that is going to turn off a future employer.
Exactly, because that is what they're doing.
Not only the present ones, but the future ones, you know?
Yeah, they are scouring Facebook, looking at what you say, how you behave yourself. I know our security team at work actually uses Facebook as well.
Right.
Because in fraud investigations, they want to make sure that that person who they may be looking into on a fraudulent claim hasn't put something on saying, oh, I torched my car yesterday just so I could get the money back from the insurance company. So it's been used a lot more like that these days. Yeah. Not just future employers or past employers, but security teams as well. Yeah. And marketing teams. Everyone is using it.
Yeah. Everything that you are doing at work is tracked in one way, shape, or form that we all know already. And legally, if you type something into your browser, you can be held accountable as far as keeping your job or not. Just recently, somebody made a comment on a social page down here in Florida about some event. And it was not a bad comment. It was just that he gave his opinion about something on some website, and it got back to the company that because they're following his keystrokes. They know exactly where he's been and what he's doing. Yeah. And so it was a tweet. Now this guy got fired, and although he got fired for it, he went and talked to the news. He talked to here and there, and it ended up that he did not. He got his job back. They gave him his job back because it wasn't so bad. But you know, other people, you know, they go and brag about they're going to burn down a school, or they're going to kill somebody, or they're going to hurt somebody, or whatever, and they're using it maliciously. And I don't want to go on too heavy of a techno rant because this isn't the time. And if you guys are watching this show recorded, I go on some serious techno rants. I've got to record sometimes. So yeah, but at the end of the day, it is a scary world knowing how much you're being recorded out there. And so getting back into the UK thing where you're from, maybe there's more fear over there. Maybe there's more fear of the repercussion of what can happen to someone in, you know, putting themselves out there.
Yeah, I don't think we're any different to anyone anywhere else in the world. There was that guy who worked for Volvo in Sweden. He got sacked for something he'd posted on Facebook or something. Yeah. We've had it done in the UK. We've had people sacked. However, this week we had a lady who was sacked for what she posted on Facebook. The judge reinstated her to the company because he didn't think it was such a bad comment that it was it looked bad on the company she worked for. Yeah. But so I think there's too many people out there that'll look at something and go, oh, that's really bad. When you really look at the context of it, it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are definitely hypersensitive. Like, in a school nearby, some little kid brought a toy gun that was for an army man, completely molded out of plastic, and he got thrown out of school because it had a zero tolerance policy. Okay, now it was a gun, yes, but it was a friggin' plastic piece of nothing. It wouldn't work. It is not going to shoot anybody. But I mean, an elementary school kid got thrown out for that. So I think there's a lot of hypersensitivity out there, and I don't like the zero tolerance thing. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And if you're going to be zero tolerance, you know, what is it, the person with the first sin or whatever? I don't know, the rock throwing thing, whatever.
Where are they going to draw the line with the zero tolerance?
Let he who hath no sins cast the first stone. Right. Yeah.
It's absolute crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. I mean, it's like, that would have been like me taking an Action Man to school when I was a kid, because that was all the rage back then.
Action Man? Yeah, your audio is going off a little bit, just so you know. There you go, it's better.
Right. So, when I was a kid, Action Man was the big thing. You got the rifles with it. You got little plastic handguns for him as well that he could hold. Grenades. I mean, that'd be like today's equivalent, wouldn't it? You'd get.
There you go. I got a picture of Action Man.
Yeah, I used to love Action Man. Eagle-eyed Action Man with the moving eyes.
Yeah, we had eagle-eyed G.I. Joe.
That was probably your equivalent. Probably made by the same people.
Yeah, probably.
But I used to love Action Man when I was a kid.
R.D. Fiedler in the room says, with Kung Fu grip, yes. With eagle-eyed Kung Fu grip. That's funny. But, so at the end of the day, I would like to see some more people in the UK sort of pick up on it. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think that they're probably going to be.
It's going to be a slow process, Scott.
Yeah, before they start picking up on it. So
yeah.
Well, we're going to have you back again. It was great talking to you tonight. We're going to continue this conversation with everyone in the room. We're not going to go anywhere, but let's see. We can check you out at BooTechTV.net. This is John Atkinson. And what's your Twitter, John?
Is John P. Atkinson or BooTechTV. So I've got them both there. And the reason, because I don't think I have answered this, Scott, the reason I've got a P in my name is because John Atkinson was taken by a guy just down the road from me. He got there first, unfortunately.
So there's another John P. Atkinson?
No, there's another John Atkinson, but
John
you can only have...
Oh, I see.
You can only have one name.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thing.
Darn him! Darn that John Atkinson!
I could have strangled him.
Now, do you have a sign out when we end the show? Because you're doing your own show now. You do it every so often. In videos.
I haven't gotten to that bit. I'm still working on the intro at the minute, and I'm still working on lower thirds.
Yeah, but when you sign off, like I always say, happy computing. What do you say? Do you say anything?
Not really. I haven't got a slogan yet.
No?
Maybe once I get a bit closer to the time, I'll start thinking of a slogan.
Okay, cool.
I could say boo you later, but, you know.
Well, why don't we do that this time?
Go on, then.
All right, so I'm Scott Liberto. Please watch us at compute-ability.com. You can find us on Twitter at twitter.com/computability, all one word. We're on Mevio. We're on Zune Marketplace, whatever that is. And we're also on the Apple iTunes Store. So, as always, thank you for watching the Computability Show. Happy computing.
And boo you later.
There you go. See ya.